This is Ferris Khan with Smash the Numbers, and today I want to talk about the Connor Stalions espionage scheme, the NCAA penalty that they've just imposed on that, and what that means for Michigan. First of all, on a rating from 1 to 5 in terms of hammer size, I would give this a 2. It is bigger than I thought. And I'm going to kind of explain why. Now, there's 4 years of probation. Okay, hard to know what that actually means, but there are financial penalties that result in we're talking about maybe about $20 million, maybe a little bit more than $20 million financial penalty. So that is significant. There is a restriction on official visits by 25%. There's a 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications. It's a little unclear exactly. I'm not exactly understanding what that is, but it states during the probation period. So it seems like it's a recurring thing year after year. So bottom line, between the 25% reduction in official visits for 1 year, actually, and the 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications, it's going to tie one hand behind Michigan's back in terms of recruiting, for sure, and at least for 1 year, but probably for multiple years. Connor Stalions gets 8 years. Jim Harbaugh gets 10 years in addition to the 5 years he already got. Denard Robinson gets 3 years, so they're out of football for that period of time. Sharon Moore gets an additional game suspension, so self-imposed 2 years for this year, but NCAA is tacking on another year for him. Interesting note here: there was only one text message on a Michigan-issued phone. Sharon Moore did delete text messages on his personal phone, and it's a little unclear whether that's kind of under the guidance. Is that under the umbrella of the NCAA, a personal phone? Because he had a separate Michigan-issued phone. So he did delete one text message that had something to do with Connor Stalions, but and his role within the Michigan team. But he got one extra game. Bottom line for me is I think it's going to hurt Michigan, but it doesn't reflect back on anything in the past. And also kind of unclear here is Connor Stalions and his attendance in the Central Michigan game. It does mention that he did attend in person, but as I see it, he was actually helping Central Michigan. So I'm not sure if Central Michigan is going to get a hammer as well for this, because it seems like Connor Stalions was actually subcontracting for Central Michigan. In terms of the future, 2025 season, no impact other than Moore not being there for 2 games. And in terms of the future, in terms of winning, going to the playoffs, winning, doesn't impact any of that as well, other than the restrictions that I mentioned earlier. Again, I'll call it a 2 out of 5 in terms of severity in hammer rating. Let me know what you think.